and welcome to my channel. I'm Zoe and I am a middle-aged maker, and you are on my Etsy journey with me selling my products. And so today we are going to be talking about how to go from making a lovely craft to then developing into a business. So lots and lots of things that you need to think about. By thinking about all these different things, your main priority you need to save time and you need to save money. You need to make yourself more efficient. How can you be efficient in an Etsy business or selling your products? So this little mini series, I'm going to go through all of the things that I'm going to introduce to you here, and we're going to have a little chat about it. Now, I'm not an expert at all, far from it, as I'm sure you're aware, and all of the things that I've picked up are the things that I've picked up in the last couple of months that I feel that I would like to impart to you. And if you can gain something from that, then that's absolutely brilliant. And I've realised also there are certain things on my journey that I've struggled with. And if I can pass that knowledge and what I've learned on to you, then maybe you can help, that can help you on your journey as well. So you've got a lovely product. Many of you are makers and crafters. You've got an amazing product. You've got a lovely embroidery hoop. You've got candles. You've got prints. You've got paintings. You've got photographs. You might have digital images. You might have lots and lots of different things. So how do you go from making your passion into a viable business, a hobby business, a small business, maybe even a large business? But how do you go about having that wonderful product that you have to then moving it forward into a proper business? So these are the things that we need to think about. And in this mini series, we are going to talk about every one of them. So you and your craft. Planning. Why is planning so important? Planning is important because you need to think about saving money, you need to think about saving time, and you need to think about becoming more efficient. The more efficient you are, the more time you're saving, the more money you're saving, the more handle you have on your own business. Planning is a way of giving you ownership of your business and giving you strategic way of moving forward. So developing a strategy to move your business forward step by step and having full knowledge of that as you go. That is going to make you an efficient business person, even if it is a small business and even if you're selling on Etsy. Now, Etsy is really, really good at sort of managing a lot of your money for you, but planning, you need to know that money. You need to know, because as soon as you start hitting sales of over £1,000, you're going to have to start thinking about paying tax, maybe perhaps registering with HMRC as a sole trader or a limited company. So planning isn't just having a planner. Planning is having a business plan. Planning is having a strategic overview. Planning is having an action plan, having action points that go along with it. So that's something that we will talk about. Products. This is the best bit. So what products have you got? What products are you selling? What products are you going to sell and at what cost? Now you've got to think about the fees when you put them on there. So every time you sell something, you have to pay a charge. So how much money are you going to make? When you sell something, how much are the raw products? How much time are you putting into it? How much profit are you making? And how much loss are you making? That way you will know exactly how much money you are making. Packaging. Packaging is amazing and absolutely fantastic, and every buyer wants packaging because it is buying that experience that we have missed out and that we are all craving so much. We want pretty things, we want nice things, we want them to come in nice packages. But for you need to make sure that you are not spending too much time on your packaging, because otherwise you are negating any profit that you have made here. So how much does your packaging cost? How much time does it take you to package? And how efficient are you in that? Stock. So lists of stock. Make sure you know where your stock is, how much stock you've got, comes in, comes out. When you buy stock, so for example, I will buy things to make my products. I need to research all about that. So if I have, for example, a mug, I buy it from a company. The mug cost me £8. I sell it for £10.99. Out of that £10.99 profit comes my time to make it, the fees that I need to pay when I sell it. Also comes out the delivery charges. So these are all figures and numbers that you need to know, because ultimately you need to know if you're actually making any money or any profit on those products that you've come in. There's no point spending £8 on a mug thinking you're having £3 profit, but actually because of the packaging and because of the delivery charges, you're only making 50p. So you've got to know these things in order to take ownership of it, making you more efficient and profit. So we'll do a little series on that. Okay, selling platforms. Where are you going to sell on? Now, most people sell on Facebook, Instagram, and I have a shop on Facebook and Instagram. You can sell in a real shop now, which would be quite nice, or a craft fair or a market. Now, with a shop, because we've had such a hard time in COVID and it's really difficult, and I feel that everyone is really sort of pulling together and supporting each other, and you notice that on things like Instagram and you notice on Facebook, and people are really pulling together to support. Well, shops and cafes are really pulling together to support people too. So you just have to ask, take your stuff in, take photos, email, text, message, anything. Just take it in and say, look, I've got a few things. Would you like to have a look and see? Would you mind selling it in the shop? And most people will say, yeah, that's brilliant, because it's promotion for them and it's also promotion for you. And a lot of places won't take commission. Garden centres love lots of things like this. So, any sort of crafty makers, again, message, ask them, send them a few pictures, and you might get a few knockbacks. I have. But I know they're a really good place to sell because people want to go there, they want trips out. Markets again, there aren't many markets at the moment because of COVID, but they are starting to pick up. You will find that there is a lot of competition for them, and a lot of them will be fully booked, but try them all, choose the ones that you want to go to, try them all, fill them in. Some trade fairs do cost a lot of money, and you've got to weigh up whether it's worthwhile spending money on a trade fair. It's good for experience, it's good for getting your name known, and it's good for lots of other things like company making connections and things like that. And it's good to see what it's all about. But you'll have to weigh it up, because some trade fairs are very expensive. Now, when you go to a trade fair or a market or a craft fair, you need to have your public liability insurance. Public liability insurance is very cheap. It'll probably cost you between £5 and £10 a month. And mine costs £10 because I've got public indemnity insurance as well. Public liability is basically insured if someone trips over or hurts themselves on your stall. That will cover you for any damage to them and any damage to you. Public indemnity is for things like if you give advice. So if you're giving advice and you need public indemnity, so someone will say, you said this, I took your advice, it didn't work out, but that way you're covered. Now, I've got both. You don't have to have both if you don't want it, but you definitely need the public liability, and you need to show it when you hand in your forms for your craft fair. So, social media. Right, so social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and your Pinterest. Now, most of my sales come from Instagram and Facebook because I am on there a lot, boring the tits off most people. And I've probably lost a lot of friends because they don't want to hear from me anymore, because all I talk about is my business. But videos on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, pictures everywhere, somebody somewhere will buy your stuff. So keep at it. I know it's disheartening and it actually takes quite a long time, but it's a brilliant place for free advertising and free sales. Okay, you can do ads, but what I've found is that the more you are on Instagram and Facebook, actually every so often they'll go, wow, you've been on there loads, I'm going to give you a free £20 voucher. And that is how I've also done ads. So you don't have to spend a lot of money on ads yet. I would try the Facebook and the Instagram first, try getting those free getting those free sort of ads, and also putting your hashtags in. Now your hashtags are absolutely fantastic. If you want more followers, get your hashtags in, post. Yes, you'll annoy everybody, but actually this is about you and you need the money. So therefore, put in your adverts in and put your Instagram in with your hashtags, making connections. Marketing, again, leads onto that, and we will do a little session on marketing as well, and I'm happy to sort of help you, guide you through doing an ad and things like that. Business, now this is the bit that everyone yawns at, but this is the bit that you need to know, because you need to know how much money you are making. You need to know about your finances. You need to know about your budget. What money have you allocated for what spending and where? How do you know? If you don't take a 3-month view and you don't check your balance every 3 months, you're not going to know how much money you're spending on card for card making. Whereas actually over 3 months, you'll get an average, and then you can budget for card making out of the money that you make. Profit and loss, how much profit you're making, how much loss you're making. Now this is important because you will get an ownership of your business. You will save time and you will save money. By doing this, you work out exactly how much money. There is no point slaving away on an illustration on a mug if you're only going to make 50p, but you're only going to know that if you write down your profit and loss. Expenditure, how much do you splurge out every month? Do you go to the garage, keep your receipts, because actually your receipts will be brilliant for claiming back petrol if you do go through HMRC. Not petrol, sorry, mileage. I think that's the correct term. I'm no expert. But do you get an extra chocolate bar as well? Because I do, as you can probably tell. And do you know what? I deserve it. I'm nearly 50. I'm having chocolate when I stop at the garage, and I keep my receipts for my mileage. Assets and liabilities. What are your assets? What do you own? I own an iPad. I own a marvellous flip chart that probably doesn't cost that much money. I own a lovely printer. Those are my assets. Those are things I own outright. My car. All those things are my assets. Liabilities. Student loans. Okay, I've got a student loan. In fact, I've got quite a few because I've got lots of sort of extra degrees. So I need to pay for that. That is my liability. It is a legally binding financial liability. And then finally HMRC, and we'll talk about that too. This is where you're going to save all your money and all your time, and I know it's really boring, but if you want to be a good seller, you need to know these things. And then last of all, I've put here how to do stuff. Let me just turn you around. I've put how to do stuff because as a middle maker, I have really learned. Now, I did do a postgraduate in graphic design and multimedia, right? So I have got a little bit of knowledge. But as I am older and as things change and we have new packages and new things all the time, so we have to learn. Now, it can be really difficult if you are not very computer savvy. How on earth do you get your shop on Facebook? How do you get your Facebook and your Instagram to link? How do you get your website up? How do you do this? How do you do that? Well, this is the stuff that I love. So I am going to show you how to do stuff. So you do need to do loads and loads of research. You need to research a lot because you need to find the best products for you. I will say there are some products out there and you will see, and it'll say, if you're into stickers, they'll say, buy this machine. This machine is for stickers. That machine's quite expensive and it's going to become either one of your assets, or if you borrow money, it's going to become a liability. So you've got to think about which printer you're going to buy. Now, if you're into stickers and you want to sell stickers, absolutely fab, but you will want to sell other things. So my advice would be to buy yourself a decent functioning printer. My printer prints stickers, but it also prints cards, prints lots of different things. I can even do bunting. So you've got to be a bit savvy about the things that you sort of buy and you do. So this is going to be my new series. We're going to talk about all of these things, which I find really interesting, but you will probably find quite boring. But actually, you won't find it boring when you see the quids coming in and you go, oh, I saved 50p because I listened to that. So that's what we're going to talk about. And that's going to be my new mini series. And like I said, I'm no expert, but I'm not dim either. And yeah, so I shall see you next time for the first one, and it will probably be something interesting. Right. Good luck, and I will see you shortly.